Hi, good morning everyone. So for today's lesson, it's about normalization of deviance. So ito po ay magiging next topic natin do sa BPM na subject natin. So ano ba po ang itatakal natin dito? So dito, malalaman natin kung ano meaning ng normalization of deviance at kung paano ito nakaka-apekto sa isang company or sa industry or sa isang organization na lang. So, malaking bagay itong normalization of deviance para sa ating success, ano? So, kung kailangan ba, ano ba mga kailangan natin gawin para ma-prevent natin yung company natin na bumagsak. Isa dito yung mga plano or preparation kung paano natin nasa-set yung company para yung mga empleyado natin hindi na mano-normalize yung deviance sa loob ng isang organization. So, let's begin. So, ano po yung normalization of deviance? So, it is a concept developed by the American sociologist Diane Vaughan. Okay, so she developed this theory when looking at where conflicts, mistakes, and disasters find the root. She holds that the source of these phenomena lies in the environment in which they occur. Organizational factors for Vaughan, the key drivers behind moments where conflicts, mistakes, or disaster arise. So, ibig sabihin pala, si Diane Vaughan pala, siya nag-develop ng normalization of deviance. So, sir, ano po ba ibig sabihin ng normalization of deviance? So, ang ibig sabihin ng deviance, it was described as an action or behavior that violate the social norms, including formally enacted rule. Kunwari, gumagawa ka ng crime, nino-normalize mo, no? Hindi ka sumusunod dun sa rules. Hindi ka sumusunod sa standard. So, you're doing crime. As well as informal violations of social norms. So, nagva-violate ka, hindi ka sumusunod sa batas. So, yun yung normalization of deviance. So, isang organization, hindi ka sumusunod sa rules nila. So, yun yung gustong iparating ni Diane Vaughan. Okay, her work on internal company case studies began with controlling unlawful organizational behavior, which investigated the large and rising prescriptions of a painkiller known as Revco. Okay, so let's proceed. So social normalization. So social normalization of deviance means that people within the organization become so much accustomed to a deviant behavior that they don't consider it as deviant, despite the fact that they far exceed their own rule for the elementary safety. People grow more accustomed to the deviant behavior the more it occurs. The people outside of the organization, the activities seem deviant. However, people within the organization do not recognize the deviance because it is seen as normal occurrence. So, yun pala. So nagsisimula siya sa loob ng isang organization. Yung mga empleyado na rin, ano, yung mga behavior nila, no? Kino-consider nilang normal yung mga ginagawa nila. So, which is, hindi pala healthy. Dapat kasi, sa isang organization, kung ano yung rules, dapat sundin mo. Sa klase, bawal lumabas, may batas. Hindi, for example, sa isang company, bawal mag-cellphone. Yan. Kasi, nung nasa industry ako, bawal mag-cellphone sa amin sa loob eh. Pwede sa labas lang. Alam mo naman bawal magsa-cellphone ka pa. So, yun. Isa siya sa mga rules na na hindi mo sinusunod, ano. Tapos, bawal din mag-Facebook. For example, bawal mag-surf ng um, restricted sites, pero nagsasurf ka pa rin doon. Gumagamit ka pa ng mga proxy, para makapag-surf. In hindsight, people within the organization realized that their seemingly normal behavior was divine. So, yung mga behavior nila, kung ano yung normal, kunwari, tara, tayo, kain muna tayo, mamaya na tayo mag-work. Sige, kain tayo, tara. Which is ginagawa nilang normal, tapos nasasagasaan na yung mga trabaho nila. Hindi na sila nagiging productive. So, yun yung dapat na iwasan natin sa isang organization. Ang katapusan kasi niyan, once na hindi naging productive yung mga empleyado, lalo na kung hindi siya napapansin ng top management, mangyayari dyan, babagsak at babagsak ang organization ninyo. You will lose revenue, you will lose productivity, and syempre, bago ka maubusan ng mawala ng revenue, mawawala mo na yung client mo. Kasi magpo-pull out yan, sasabihin nila, ba't ganun lang? Hindi natin na-hit yung max yung target goal natin. Kasi may mga target sa bawat organization eh. Pag di mo yan na-meet, there's something wrong. There's something has to be done. Ano? Okay, so why the normalization of deviance is hurting your company? According to the Power and Productivity Report from Plainview and Loudhouse, poor process are the primary cause of company inefficiencies. So, ayun ano, kapag daw po poor yung processes mo, or mahinang klase, or hindi mo nasusubaybayan maayos, or hindi na ma-manage maayos, yun, mas magandang term dun, ano? Kapag hindi siya masyadong na ma-manage, then, what's gonna happen is, you will have low percentage when it comes sa productivity mo. Productivity rate mo is mababa sa Tagalog. Even the largest companies in the world struggle with poor processes, resulting in poor performance and lost revenue. Yun, tulad ng sinabi ko, kapag mababa yung productivity rate ng isang company, malaki din syempre ang mawawala. But these problems are not always the fault of design. Bad processes don't just come from poor process management, but often evolve naturally within companies over time. So, for example, from NASA to SpaceX, process can become corrupted without anyone noticing. So, ayun ano, nakukorrupt yung process without anyone noticing. So, sa tingin ninyo, sino kaya po ang nagkakaroon ng problema or sino po kaya ang mga dahilan niyan? Ayoko magturo ng tao pero it can be from the top management. Kasi kung para sa akin, sa experience ko, kapag ganyan kasi, yung top management dapat kasi ang nagpapasunod sa mga empleyado. Pero kung ninonormalize ng top management or mga managers yung mga ganong pag-uugali nila, what do you think will happen? From top management to bottom, wala tayong mapapala. Kailangan talaga nating gawin yung trabaho natin. Just be strict. Kapag nasa workplace tayo, you should have the integrity. You need to work accordingly, and you need to follow rules and standards. This phenomenon can be known as normalization of deviance. Ayan. Normalized deviance can signal a deeper problem. Why? Let's see. The normalization of deviance described by Vaughan has been considered the key to the causes of the disaster. And left at that, her own research is focused primarily around how disasters occur. So, yung pag-aaral ni Vaughan, yun yung naging key. Kinonsider siya na key para malaman yung mga disaster. So, tulad ng sinabi ko, I'm always doing root cause analysis. From that case, malalaman ko kung ano yung pinagsimulan ng problema. Okay? Pag-aralan natin yan, papag-aralan namin or natin or ako, root cause analysis tayo, no? Yung tinatawag namin sa company na RCA, root cause analysis. Once na-determine natin yan, that's the time that we are going to look for a resolution. Ano? So, according to Ashley Vance, in his biography of Elon Musk, the South African entrepreneur felt there was a normalization of deviance occurring within the heart of the industry. Within the heart of the industry. Para sa akin, ang ibig sabihin ng sinasabi niya na yun. Nandun sa pinakang sistema o nandun sa gitna ng industry. Doon nangyayari normalization of deviance. Sino-sino ba yung mga nandun? Sino-sino mga tao ba yun? Within the heart of the industry. So, syempre, yung mga nagpapamalakad dun sa industry. Sila yon. At syempre, hindi lang sila basta namamalakad. At yung mga nagtatrabaho na rin. Siyempre, kung sinimulan ng ah nung boss nyo na ganito, siyempre, ikaw ang susundan ng mga empleyado mo. You should be a good leader, ika nga, di ba? Para magkaroon ka ng magandang result, siyempre, you need to be the model. Kasi kung hindi ka magiging model, paano na lang yung mga sumusunod sa'yo? Ano yun? Okay, so the importance of good process naman tayo. Too often, the role of processes in a business are overlooked. So, bad processes lead to bad results. So, tama po yan. Siyempre, kapag naman talaga hindi maganda yung process ng isang company, at tingin mo ba magkakaroon ka ng magandang resulta? Siyempre, parang nagpo-program lang kayo. Kung maganda yung code niyo, maayos yung flowchart, yung algorithm, then you will have a good result. Pero kung labulabo yan, ang pangit ang resulta niyan. Optimizing process and analyzing each step of a process from the beginning to the end helps you locate mistakes and poor calls, and as a result, readdress those issues. So, kapag in-optimize mo yung processes mo, i-analyze mo kung anong step yung kailangan mong ayusin from the beginning to the end, sabi nga, then, mahanap mo yung problema. Makikita mo, ma-address mo yung issue. Parang yung sinabi ko lang kanina, mag-root cause analysis ka. Pero hindi ko sinabing root cause analysis sa isang butas lang. Hanapan mo, ah, yung sa process mo, sa ang proseso ka nagkamali, kunwari, enrollment system, ano? Bakit kaya hindi pa ako enroll? Bakit kaya hindi pa ako nakakapagpa-enroll? Ano ba yung mga prerequisites mo? So, yun, isa-isahin mo muna yung steps, ano? Bago makapagpa-enroll. Kasi ipin mo, hindi pa. Ano kaya naging problema? So, isa-isahin mo. Bakit kaya, for example, bakit kaya bumagsak ka? Isa-isahin mo rin, ano? Tingnan mo. From the time na pasok ka, okay ba attendance ko? Siyempre, sa bawat teacher naman, may grading system yan. So, meron pa rin tayong process, no? Hindi lang sila basta nagbibigay ng grade. So, i-check mo kung ano yung nangyari. So, you need to optimize process, ano? Example lang yan, pero as a whole, kapag nasa industry na kayo, tulad ko kasi mga experience ko na industry na kami dati, yan, yung top management na meron kaming alam na processes dyan. Kaya, kapag nandun na kayo, ugaliin ninyo lagi na sumunod lagi sa rules, then be productive. Be a good employee. Every success starts with a good leadership and a good team player. Kapag magaling ka makisama, gumagawa ka ng trabaho mo, there's a chance na ma-promote ka, makita ng top management na you're performing well, then it's time for you to move up. So you will be promoted, then you will get a higher compensation. So ganon. Collaborate on your process creation. So to implement strong business process management, you want to make sure it is collaborative arrangement. According to AIIM, so by the way, AIMM is a site where they are covering business process management. Business process management should involve the whole team. People should feel like they have ownership over the processes they're employing. The development of process should have input from all members to result in more effective and efficient process. Excuse. Okay, so sa isang company pala, kapag pala meron kang rules, meron kang process na sinusunod. For example, you are a software engineer, for example. So, meron kang tinatawag na mga trabaho, ano? So, hindi may mga tikas ka, no? Hindi lamang basta nagtatrabaho ka. Meron ka ring kasama, team kayo. So, kung gagawin mo yung trabaho mo ng maayos, may papasa mo yan dun sa next team na gagawa niyan. So you should feel you have the ownership over the process nga ika. So kunwari ako yung manager mo, I need you to finish the given project within I think within 1 month, for example, or 2 months. So tatanungin kita, you as an employee, so matatapos mo ba to within 2 months or within 1? Give me a time. Okay, so ikaw magbibigay ka. Siyempre, alam mo sa sarili mo kung kailan mo yun matatapos. So, kapag binigay mo sa yun, you need to make sure na you're doing your job or you are performing well. Kasi, yung top management, numbers ang kinukuha niyan. So, tsaka dates. Kapag ipapresent nila sa client nila yan, kapag bumagsak sila doon, dahil hindi mo ginawa yung trabaho mo, hindi mo na reach yung deadline, then, you're not doing well sa trabaho mo. So, there's something wrong. You need to do your job effectively and efficient. So, syempre, susundin mo yung mga process. Kung hindi ka naman sumusunod sa process ng trabaho mo, then wala ka talaga matatapos. So, isang example ba dito? Yung top management, dapat sila mismo yung nagsasabi. Una pa lang, nagkakaroon dapat kayo ng mga meetings, team huddles, tapos i-orient na agad kayo ng top management na ganito, yung bawat department natin ganito. Siyempre sa process, may training yan. Kapag di mo sinundan yan, hindi ko alam kung ano mangyayari sa inyo, pero you will fail. Okay, why it is important? Because the normalization of deviance is a social phenomenon. Social phenomenon, pag sinabi natin social phenomenon, caused by people. You can normalize deviance on your own if you want to. But inside an organization where your work will be evaluated by others, someone is going to spot your flaw. It is the specific problem of teams normalizing problems which make this concept so potentially damaging. If a whole team has accepted something, then each individual effectively becomes blind to the problem. So, ayun ano. So, for example, sa isang industry ka, team kayo, you are analyst, product analyst or software analyst kunwari kayo. The top merong team kayo, composed kayo ng 5. So, kung yung team ninyo, hinahayaan lang na sabot-sabot lang ng trabaho, yung isa, tapos, ginagaya nyo naman, ganun din kayo magtrabaho dahil normal na sa inyo yun, bakit po si Juan ganito magtrabaho pero okay pa rin? So, ginaya mo, sabot-sabot lang din. Okay na yan, tatanggapin ng client yan kahit ganting reports natin. So, ayun So, ginagaya nyo. So, pag may nakita ng ibang tao, ang bumagsak, ano kaya nangyari dito? Ba't kaya ganito yung report nito? So, hindi nyo mapapansin na matagal na namin ginagawa yan eh. Yan na yung dati naming report eh. Tapos ngayon, sasabihin nyo mali. So, yun. So, dahil na-retain kayo dun sa ugali ninyo, dati yung ugali na ganun kayo magtrabaho, hindi pala maganda kasi kunwari ibang client yung nakakita, mapapansin nila, ba't ganito to magtrabaho? Paano to nakatagal ng 4 years dito sa company na to na sabot-sabot lang gumawa? Dahil nga, because of the normalization of deviance, na nangyayari. Ginawa na lang normal yun, so ganun na lang. For example, sa LTO, madaming buhaya. Alam naman nilang bawal. So, ginagawa pa rin nila. Normal pa rin na yung pagiging buhaya. No fixer. Pero sa loob, madami fixer. Ma'am sir, 3,000. Hindi ka na mag-exam. Biruin niyo yun. Ginagawa na normal. Siyempre, hindi ko alam kung bakit nila ginagawa yun. I know because of money. Pero yung iba, hindi ko alam kung bakit hindi nila pinapansin niya. May trabaho naman sila. So, they are normalizing the standards. So, alam naman na government yan, di ba? LTO. Bawal mga fixer. Ipupush pa rin nila dahil pa rin fixer. So, by the way, kung gusto niyo kumuha ng lisensya, huwag na kayo magpa-fixer. Mas mahal. Talo kayo. Okay, let's continue. Collaborative creation of process means that the whole team can be involved, including input from outside the core group. This process can be assessed and analyzed by outside eyes, which may be more able to spot the device and stop it before it becomes too deeply embedded. Ayun. So, yung may mga process kasi, hindi lamang basta yung trabaho mo, yun na yun. Meron kasi may trabaho ka, isisend mo pa yan doon sa next na department. So, that's what's gonna happen. Wait lang guys ha. I'll pause for just a little bit. Okay, sorry for that. So, let's continue. Okay, communication is the key to fighting deviance. Deviance. Okay, so Chris Gervais believes that the key to combating endemic normalization of deviance lies in building a culture of communication. So, yung communication daw po ang pinakasusi para matalo yung normalization na yan. He states that he states that important to prioritize building a culture of communication, honesty, and improvement in order to catch and prevent a normalization of deviance before it sets in. So, tama. So, tulad ng sinabi kanina, kailangan pala, magkaroon ka ng communication communicate by how to communicate? By doing a meeting, huddle, ano, orientate, orientation. You are providing the rules, the discipline, the etiquettes, etc. No? So, ayun, kailangan pala sabihin mo agad yun. What will be the consequences after, or what are the consequences if you fail to follow these norms, or this rule, or this standard na sinasabi? You will get disciplinary action for doing this, for example, like that. So, you need to communicate. You need to communicate sa mga employee mo. Kailangan mong sabihin yun. Kailangan mo lagi silang advisean. Sabihin mo lagi sila. You need to work well. Ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. Sabihin mo. Ano? Then, Gervais believes that the answer lies in empowering employees to have controls over their own process and tasks. And to create a culture where questioning the perceived order is accepted. Conventional company wisdom needs to be tackled at every point to see if it can remain standing. Companies which fail to build a culture of this kind will see the creeping presence of normalization of deviance. So, sa tingin nyo guys, anong bansa maganda example na maraming ganyan? Pilipinas. Pilipinas agad nasa isip nyo, no? Oo, kasi naman dito naman talaga sa Pilipinas, alam na nga may rules eh. Hindi pa rin sumusunod. O, sa Kongreso, galit sila sa buhaya, sila nagpapatupad ng batas. Pero sila, kauna-unahang hindi sumusunod. Mga LTO, bawal walang helmet. Pakikita mo sa Facebook. Sila mga walang helmet. Dito sa Pilipinas, kapag mag-a-apply ka ng trabaho, kailangan may NBI ka. Kapag may hit ka, hindi ka makakakuha ng trabaho. Pero yung mga nasa Senado, kahit mga nakulong na because of plunder, ganyan, maraming kaso, ano ba, nakakatakbo pa rin sa Senado, no? Unfair, di ba? Kasi nga, nananormalize nila. Meron tayong set of rules, meron tayong standards. Wala eh, nasasagasaan eh. Gawa din ng mga tao. Nagiging culture na yun sa Pilipinas, Nagiging culture na natin yun. Ginagawa ng culture yun dito. Kaya wala talaga. Paano tayo aasenso kung ganyan na lang? So, mag-focus na lang tayo sa industry, no? Sa sarili natin kasi wala tayong magagawa sa gobyerno natin. So, ang magagawa lang natin is pag-aralan natin to. Paano ba yan mapiprevent? Para pag naging manager na kayo sa isang industry or sa isang company, malalaman ninyo. You will become one of the good leader na ah, hindi naman makapagtayo kasi nakatayo siya. Na sa ganitong taon, kumita, lumaki ang revenue mo ng company mo. Ninyo pala, dahil you're a good leader. Yan ang gusto kong malaman sa inyo. By the time na maging successful na kayo, balitaan nyo ako, guys. Ano? Okay. So, he also describes that the most effective and long-lasting way to prevent a normalization of deviance from permeating your company and teams is simply to communicate more and ensure those teams are empowered to enact change in their tools and process where they needed. So, for example, bigyan kita ng example, kayo ng example niyan. Work from home, ano? Dahil nga pandemic ngayon. Nag-work kasi isang company, tapos analyst ka. Umuwi ka, sa Maynila ang base nyo, pero umuwi ka na Marinduque. Siyempre, para hindi mo wala yung trabaho mo, ginawa ng company, they provided you a laptop. So, syempre, hindi lang doon magtatapos na dahil may laptop ka, okay na. Hindi. They will monitor you. The company should they will implement rules na meron tayong etiquette sa meeting, dapat ganito. Meron tayong rules kapag sa oras ng shift mo, exactly ganitong oras, naka-login ka. Our IT team will monitor your desktop. I-update namin yung desktop mo. Kailangan mo mag-VPN para makakonect kami. So, ganun. Para makita nila. Then, there was always a team meeting. At ganitong oras, at 4 a.m., dapat gising kayo. We will have a team meeting. Kapag hindi kayo naka-attend, ibig sabihin, tulog kayo. So, dahil ayaw mong mahuli kang tulog, dahil matatanggal ka sa trabaho, pipilitin mong gumising. At dahil doon, magiging productive ka. Yung top management are helping you to become productive. They're communicating to you to ensure that those teams are doing their work. And also, meron tayong tinatawag na workforce management na nagmo-monitor ng daily activities nyo, productivity time nyo. Meron tayong mga analysts, mga business intelligence na department. So, sila yung mga mag-check dun. And also, yung mga tools na ginagamit ninyo, sila magpo-provide niyan. Kunwari, they provided you a laptop. Sabi mo, naka-laptop ako kahit matulog ako. No. Ang gagawin nila dyan, okay, i-instruct ka nila, you need to connect to VPN. Then, sila, yung IT department, magre-remote sila ng application, i-install dun sa laptop mo. Then, what's gonna happen is, pagka mirror nila ng laptop mo, installan nila ng tawag doon, ng mga productivity software na ginagamit sa isang industry para makita kung gumagalaw man lang yung mouse, yung keyboard, at yung mga application na ginagamit mo. Makikita nila, for example, you're using the browser 57% the whole 8 hours. Makikita nila yun kung gaano katagal na nakatenga, kung active ka sa chat, sa MS Teams, yung ganon. So they need to communicate. Okay, so that's all. And I hope you understand the topic, and sana nakakuha kayo ng bagong learning tsaka knowledge about sa topic natin about the normalization of deviance. So, lastly, bago ko i-end yung video, please visit the PDF na sinend ko sa inyo, yung The Complete Guide to Business Process Management. Then, doon sa baba, tingnan niyo tong Why the Normalization of Deviance Hurting Your Company, number 3. Basahin niyo siya, and also there's an example there. Example dito yung sa NASA. Yan. Tapos yung iba, yan yung pag-aaral ni Diane Vaughan. Then, yan yung mga example, no? So, tulad din ng sinabi ko, pero if you want to learn more or to see other examples, please don't hesitate to visit the site, So, ayun lang. I will upload this video, and thank you so much for listening. Goodbye na.